The Chartreux cat. The Chartreux is a rare breed of cat from France and is recognized by a number of registries around the world. The Chartreux is large and muscular with relatively short, fine-boned limbs and very fast reflexes. They are known for their blue water-resistant short-hair double coats, which are often slightly thick in texture and orange or copper-colored eyes. Chartreux cats are also known for their smile. Due to the structure of their heads and their tapered muzzles, they often appear to be smiling. Chartreux are exceptional hunters and are highly prized by farmers. Hi there, I'm Grace, and welcome to Kitten's Corner. Here we'll talk everything cats, for cat lovers, just like yourselves. If you haven't already, please be sure to paw that subscribe button, and don't forget to like and ring that bell to be notified of future videos. Before we continue, how about a quick trivia? The Chartreux cat is a mascot of which world-renowned event? A. The Montreal International Jazz Festival. B. The Vancouver Fashion Week. C. The Venice Film Festival. What do you think? Leave your answer in the comments below. Hang in there, and we'll get back to the answer of this trivia question at the end of the video. So, let's take a further look into the Chartreux cat. As for every French cat with a pedigree, the first letter of the official name of a Chartreux cat encodes the year of its birth. All Chartreux born in the same year have official names beginning with the same letter. The code letters rotate through the alphabet each year, omitting the letters K, Q, W, X, Y, and Z. For example, a Chartreux born in 2011 would have an official name starting with the letter G. History. The Chartreux is mentioned for the first time in 1558 by Joachim du Bellay in a poem entitled Vers Francais sur la mort d'un petit chat, or A Small Kitten's Death in English. There is another representation of a Chartreux in 1747 in the Jean-Baptiste Perronneau's painting Magdeleine Pinslope de la Grange, into which the cat is painted as a pet, quite rare for the time. There is a legend that the Chartreux are descended from cats brought to France by Carthusian monks to live in the order's head monastery, the Grande Chartreuse, located in the Chartreuse Mountains north of the city of Grenoble. But in 1972, the prior of the Grande Chartreuse denied that the monastery's archives held any records of the monks' use of any breed of cat resembling the Chartreux. Legend also has it that the Chartreux' ancestors were feral mountain cats from what is now Syria, brought back to France by returning crusaders in the 13th century, many of whom entered the Carthusian monastic order. The first documented mention of the breed was by the French naturalist Buffon in the 18th century. The breed was greatly diminished during the First World War, and wild populations were not seen after World War II. A concerted effort by European breeders kept the breed from extinction. The first Chartreux were brought to the U.S. in 1971 by Helen and John Gaiman of La Jolla, California. In 1987, the Cat Fanciers Association, CFA, advanced the Chartreux breed to championship status. There are fewer than 24 active Chartreux breeders in North America as of 2007. Historically, famous Chartreux owners include the French novelist Colette, Charles Baudelaire, and the French President Charles de Gaulle. Temperament. Chartreux cats tend to be quiet, rarely making noises such as mewing or crying, and some are mute. They are quite observant and intelligent, with some Chartreux learning to operate radio on-off buttons and to open screen door latches. They take about 2 years to reach adulthood. Chartreux cats are playful cats well into their adult years. Some can be taught to fetch small objects in the same manner as a dog. Chartreux are good with children and other animals. They are non-aggressive, affectionate, good travelers, and generally very healthy. Chartreux tend to bond with one person in their household, preferring to be in their general vicinity, though they are still loving and affectionate to the other members of the household. Before we wrap up, let's get back to our trivia question. The Chartreux cat is a mascot of which world-renowned event? If you haven't guessed it yet, the answer is A. The mascot of the world's largest jazz festival, the Montreal International Jazz Festival, is a blue Chartreux affectionately named St. Cat after the festival's hub, St. Catherine Street in Montreal. Well, that's all we have for the Chartreux cat. We hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know your thoughts and leave a comment below. We'll see you next time on Kitten's Corner. Efforts to re-establish the breed after consulting a TICA judge. This judge expressed that nothing on the show bench compared with them. It took some major detective work, including calls to every veterinarian in Florida, but they managed to contact the Tiffany's original breeders, Jenny Robinson and Sijin Lund. Oras and Direct also concluded that the Burmese breed was never used in any Tiffany breeding program. Their research did reveal that English breeders had crossed foreign longhairs. They suspect that the Tiffany may have been a product of these efforts. Since none of the original Chantillys could be found, they established the breed using registered European Angoras, Havana Browns, Abyssinians, and Nebelungs. In 1992, Oras was asked to rename the breed because of possible confusion with the British Tiffany. Wishing to preserve the elegance the Tiffany name represented, they chose Chantilly. The Disappearance and The Last Chantilly Cattery, 1990s to 2000s. Tracy Oras bred Chantilly/Tiffany cats up to the early 2000s, then seems to have faded from the breeding scene. In 2001, there were a few catters working with the Chantilly, one in Germany, one in Canada, one in Washington State, one in West Virginia, and one in southern Illinois, known as Amarino Cattery. And Davenport Perini started Amarino Cattery in 2001, when she brought Nugget of Emberhearth Cattery home to Illinois. By 2003, Amarino was the only Chantilly Cattery in the US still operating. Davenport Perini was the last known Chantilly breeder in the US. Ltd produced many kittens before his retirement. The last known Chantillys, The Fire, and Extinction, 2000s to 2010s. In 2012, a fire destroyed Amarino Cattery and its archives. With the fall of Amarino Cattery, the breed was facing extinction. The last Chantillys known in the US were Frosty and his daughter AC. Frosty was shipped to a Nebelung breeder in Norway. There was a struggle to get Frosty to breed to the Nebelung female, the exact reason for this being unknown. One kitten, AC, was produced in the efforts. In 2015, the Norwegian breeder gave up on the Chantilly breeding program after the death of Frosty and fixed her female, AC. As a result of this event, as far as it is known, the Chantilly is considered extinct. Before we wrap up, let's get back to our trivia question. The last known Chantilly Tiffany on record was named what? If you haven't guessed it yet, the answer is B. If you've been paying attention, you'll recognize the last known Chantilly Tiffany was named AC. Well, that's all we have for the Chantilly Tiffany. We hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know your thoughts and leave a comment below. We'll see you next time on Kitten's Corner.